What is good, everyone? Coming back to you from the shop, working on the S14. Now, I told you in today's video I'd be doing some painting. Well, I didn't really have the urge to film a video, so I wasn't even gonna film it, but you know, fuck it, put the video out. And here we are. I've basically primered all these little tabs, and it looks like shit because it's just a primer. You can see it's a different color gray. There, and the bash bar is off. The bash bar is over here, so I primered it. It turned out great, good coverage, and then I shake up my gray can right here, go to spray it, and this is what comes out. Ruined my whole primer job. Now I'm pissed. And these cans right here are $7 a piece, and I just got a defective one. So that sucks. So now Orion and I are gonna go to Walmart. It's super simple. The reason that this is spray painted instead of like a nice paint job like the rest of the cars, you know, you weld different tabs, you get new things, shit happens, you break stuff, you crash, and all the stuff has to get replaced, and new tabs have to be welded on. And instead of having to go to like a paint booth to get some tabs painted, you can just spray them. It'll look decent. Once everything's in here, it's all like put back together and wiped down. You can't even tell, it doesn't fucking matter. So I'm gonna go grab some gray paint now. I'm really upset with O'Reilly's and this expensive engine high temp paint that I bought. Pissed, super pissed. You ready to go to Walmart?
Hell yeah.
All right, let's roll. So instead of buying $7 paint at O'Reilly's, I've decided to go with the $3.96 can that probably works. When I say probably, it's risky when you buy spray cans. Maybe I should spray it in here or something. What is that? A primer? Mm-hmm.
Please wait for us.
Oh no.
Did you not get?
I got carded too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
We made it back, and I just sanded off all that trash that came out of that other can, and still, I couldn't even get it off. I don't even know what came out of it, but it was disgusting, and now I'm going to try and paint over it and hope for the best. I'm going to put a little bit more primer right here, let that dry, and then spray the color. So I bought this wrench today from Harbor Freight specifically to modify it to fit down on here in between these lines. I've still got a little bit more shaving to do on it, but it's gonna do the job, and I'm gonna get these oil lines tight. That way after all this paint's dry and I change my thermostat out and stuff, I can just throw everything back on and hook the 90s up to the oil cooler, and it'll be good to go. Look at that, both ways too. Perfect! We've got a very musty spray paint garage right now. We should just change our YouTube names to Spray Paint Garage 1 and 2. But the rear's done. It's all cleared up. All the tabs in here. Because I had to go with a different gray, you probably can't really tell on video, but I had to go with a different gray because the one can I got fucked on, and I got this other stuff, and it's pretty damn close. I think the only reason it looks different in color is because it's not fully cured, and all the other paint's a lot older. So you can see that's the new stuff, old stuff. Here's the bash bar all painted up, and then the radiator support still needs color and clear. Pretty bummed about this. I pulled the bolt out of the nut on my bash bar, and if my camera will focus, it won't focus. My camera's a piece of shit. You don't have to tell me in the comments, I already know. But it's stripped, so that's a bummer. And this is welded on, so I'm gonna have to re-thread it or something. I don't really know. Made a mess in here. We're gonna get it all cleaned up. Orion's working on a secret project over there. Actually, he's not working on it. He's sitting here being lazy.
Every time, dude, you expose me after I already did all the work.
He's been sitting here for hours.
As I'm covered in shit and dirty. And
Hey, what are we gonna do tonight? What are we gonna do tonight?
We're gonna fucking play Skate 3. We're gonna sell 1 million boards, and we're gonna build a giant mega ramp.
Exactly. We got Skate 3. We're a little late to the party, but we just got it.
Like 10 years later.
Whatever, dude. We just got it, and we love it, and that's all we've been doing. So, trying to force ourselves to come out here and work on these things instead of playing Skate 3 has been difficult, but it's all right. Oh, I also touched up the interior in here where it's like people's feet and my feet and like whatever else getting in and out of the car was kind of scratched up. So I got that all cleaned up. The floor is all cleaned up. And I got to tuck up the wiring before I put the dash back in. But pretty much, I mean, it's coming along. Oh, and as soon as I get my thermostat, I can put this whole thing back together in the front. And we can go to Injuku. I'm going to swap out these grounds for a thicker gauge wire. Actually, just this one. Because this one's like a 16 gauge. I need to up that a little bit. But if you watched the video yesterday, you know my new race fans from Mishimoto work great. I'm really excited about them. I can't wait to actually have them perform with the car moving and started. All right, day 2 of this paint nonsense. I'm awfully tired today, but we're gonna finish it up and yeah, finish it up. See how it turned out. All right, I just got the last coat of paint on everything, and now I'm waiting for it to dry. I'm pretty sure there's some spray, like overspray on the lens of my camera, but everything looks really good for spray paint. I'm stoked. I was reading the comments from the last video that I put out, and I think it's really cool that a lot of you take the time to write like long comments and give me, you know, your advice and own experiences with like, whether it be like an LS, you know, in this cooling system, and giving me advice on what you've dealt with and what works for you, and to maybe try it, implement it onto my car. So I appreciate that. Big thanks to everybody that takes the time to do that. I'm excited to put this thing back together and take it to Injuku and get it all dialed in. So while I've been doing this, Orion's been trying to take all the weight that he can out of the gen. It makes 300 horsepower to the wheel, 330 torque, which is a decent amount of power, but his car weighs so much that it feels like a slug. So there's only so many areas that you can take weight from. And one thing that we've done a little bit of research, and these tarmacs weigh 28 pounds a piece. And Chow's weigh 30 without a tire. That's horrible. So we reached out to someone, and we're going to try and get some different wheels on this thing before we go on our trip. And that rotational weight might help the wheels spin a little easier, especially like in third gear.
Yeah. I'm going to try and keep it in third wherever we go.
I know. So it'll probably stop all of you guys from bitching about rev limiter. Until you guys have driven the car, know the gearing, and understand how this car drives, you probably shouldn't get on his ass about driving on rev limiter. If it's the only way that you can keep these wheels spinning to get around the track, let him be. Shut up. And maybe this will fix it.
I hope so. I sure should hope so.
Yeah, me too. So I'm gonna let this shit dry. I'm gonna put the bash bar back on, and that's pretty much it, because I'm not assembling the front until the rest of my shiz is here. So a couple things that I can put back together before ending today's video is this oil cooler. See, my tabs work perfect. It's on there. I'm gonna tighten it up, run my lines, figure out where if I'm gonna run them on this side of this frame rail to strut tower brace, or if I'm going to run it on the outside and zip tie it to it or something. The other thing I can put on is the bash bar, so I'm going to do that. So yeah, I'm going to fucking tighten this down and put these fittings on and see how she looks. Alright, so this worked pretty good. My lines ended up being the right size. And you can see I just ran them around here. And then they go down to the oil block. Now I'm going to kind of bring them in so they sit a little bit closer together. But it worked great. So I'm pretty stoked on that. And next thing to go on is the bash bar. Bash bar's back on. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you think it looks way better now that it's painted? The oil cooler's on. I think it looks great. That's gonna wrap up today's video. Got some done. Probably not as much as I wanted, but there's only so much I can do right now since I'm still waiting on parts. Just a little recap. Bash bar's on, oil cooler's on. Cleaned everything up a little bit. Drained my catch can. There was probably about an inch of blow by in there. I could throw the rear bumper on, but it's not really a huge deal right now, so I'm just gonna not throw it on. Thank you for watching today's video, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Hopefully that thermostat will be here tomorrow, and I can button everything up, and you know, it'll be ready to go to Injuku whenever the parts come in there, which we're waiting on from Nissan, and new input shaft and input shaft bearing. So that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.